Hello everybody, my name is Chris and I'm a software developer here at Acustica Audio in the beautiful Italy. Lodi, precisely the name of the city. And today our amazing keyword is going to be camels. Our new plugin suite includes 4 plugins, a channel strip, an EQ, preamp, and a compressor. All have been derived from very renowned and famous hardware equipment from the 70s. Things that you've probably heard in albums like Diamond Days or A Night at the Opera from Queen, and it is something amazing, one actually of my favorite. One part aesthetics, the other part sound. Overall, the suite is genuinely beautiful. Well, a little bit of history about these plugins. The original machines have all been found here in Italian territory. And so this made us very lucky, especially with all this COVID thing going on and making it difficult for us to travel abroad. We managed to find all of this equipment here in Italy, and we're very happy because of this. We sampled it with our technique that we use with all our plugins, and this is part of our mission to sample as much gear as possible so we can make it available for you guys. First of all, very important for whoever wants to try out this plugin immediately, you can download a trial version directly from our Aquarius store. You can install our app, Aquarius, and download it over from there as soon as the plugin is going to come out, which is pretty much after this live thing. Demonstration that you're watching right now. So you can download it, you can try it out, because I'm going to try out a lot of stuff just now. I'm going to try out every single plugin. I'm going to show you what it does, how it sounds on some sample tracks, explain a little bit how to use it. You're of course free to do whatever you want because music is free and beautiful. But still, I'm going to give you a hint of how it works right now. And remember, you can download the trial and use it out. So we're going to start from the preamp. I'm going to explain a little bit of the preamp. Basically, you have 3 different modes of this preamp. You have a line, a mic, and custom. And they all sound different. They all have a different harmonic response. They also have different response in modulus, of course, frequency response. And, well, whichever sounds best to you is the one that you're going to use on your tracks. We have this preamp. It comes as a standalone plugin in our suite, but you will find all of the preamp models and so on in our EQ as well, and in our channel strip as well. So you can use the same exact preamp, of which you find a standalone version in our suite, right in those 2 plugins. There's also a preamp section in our compressors, so you have it there right handy. You cannot tweak it or fine-tune it as much as the other guys, but it's still there, and it's very handy if you want that little harmonic boost. Very important to remember that our input trim control does not increase the volume, it just increases the harmonics, and that is very, very useful in case you want to give extra color to your music, to your tracks, and so on. To your life, I need color. And so after the preamp, we can try out immediately the equalizer, which is one of my favorite. Actually, my favorite is the channel strip because it has everything, but the equalizer is also pretty much amazing. I'm going to try the EQ on these sample tracks right here on Reapers. So come over and let's have a look at it. So here you can see my screen. Up on the left, I have my tracks. Mix is a full-blown track, which now is in solo mode. It shouldn't. Then we have vocal. There's a guy singing. Then we have a guitar, snare, stereo drums, electric bass. I'm going to start with the EQ for the guitar and then the snare. And vocals, I'm going to keep vocals for last, because then I'm going to fiddle around with the compressor for the electric bass and the stereo drum, and so we can see how it all sounds, and then we add the voice at the end. So let's open it up. Here it is. Here's our beautiful Camel EQ. So briefly going through controls, first of all, you can find each single control explained directly in our manual with some beautiful numbers on each control and an explanation telling you what it does. But I'm going to do it here nonetheless because I'm here. Heck. So we have the preamp section, which is this one, which I'm highlighting with my mouse. We have this input trim control, which I just explained before. It increases the harmonics and not the volume. Then down here, we can select between line, mic, and custom. So these are different preamps. And well, here's the output knob, of course. We're not going to touch this yet. With this other knob, you can select different preamps. Here we have all our 16 models for the line. Here we have 16 models for our mic. And then we also have, of course, our 4 models, sorry, for our custom preamp. So let's hear it without anything. So we're just going to bypass our track right here, and we're going on guitar. And let me do this. There you go. Just a normal track. Nothing special about this track. It is 70s sound, a normal guitar with a little bit of crunch over there. And so now I'm gonna turn on this guy, and I'm going to start fiddling with the A model of our EQ. By the way, just for sake of knowledge, we have 2 models. This one's the A, and this one's the B. So starting with the A, we have a low-pass filter. Here you can have all your frequencies. Then we have high frequencies selector with a gain knob for it. Of course, we all know what this thing does. We can differentiate between shelf behavior and peak behavior so that we have a different shape. And same applies to our high-mid frequencies and low-mid frequencies, where we have a gain knob and a, let's call it, shape knob, where we can have a broader or narrower bell shape. Here we have our frequencies, of course, and going down to the A model for our low, mid, and low frequencies, we have the same thing going on here for our low, mid frequencies. Gain knob, bell shape knob, and frequency knob, and then we go for our low frequencies where we can choose between shelf and peak depending on how much of the spectrum we want to get. And we have, of course, a high pass filter, pretty standard. If I click on B, this I'm going to be very brief, we have a little bit less controls, but still we have our shelf here. Then we have our peak controls over here, and the same, this low pass, of course. Then we have another peak control over here, shelf control over here, and high pass control over here. So this is just the general overview. Let's hear how this bad boy sounds. So now you could hear the equalizer in place. This is probably a little bit of my personal choice. I usually like to play around with the 8.5, 8-ish, 9-ish kilohertz thing going on here for guitars, especially to let it get out of the mix. But this is just me. You, of course, can do whatever you want, and which is the beauty of music. And so I'm going to add a little bit of color with this mic preamp right here. And let's just hear how it sounds. There we go. Just a little bit of harmonics over there. I actually prefer number 2. You can try out all of them depending on your personal tastes and whatever you want in the mix to come out. So now we're going to try and fiddle a little bit with the snare right here. So I'm going to select this track over here. I'm going to close this guy, and I'm going to open him here. There we go. So it's the same guy we saw before. I'm just going to play around with it. The equalization is not going to be very different from that of the guitar, simply because I want to play around with those 8.5 kilohertz. So now I'm just going to bypass the thing and unbypass it so you can hear the difference. Right here. I managed to give a little bit more depth with working on the low frequencies, and it actually sounds pretty awesome to me. And we shelve these guys here. So maybe let's just see how they sound together. This needs a bass, doesn't it? So I just said, as I said before, we're going to play around with the vocals after the compression section right here. So now I'm going to show you off the compressor. We're going to start compressing the electric bass. And no, well, actually, no, I don't want to start with the electric bass. I want to start with the drums. So we're going to go here with the drums. Okay, this is, again, a little bit of my personal choice. I enjoy very much, you know, that usual, slow attack, fast release in order to have that oomph during the transient. So we're going to achieve that. Pretty standard move. I repeat, of course, this is no indication on how to use the plugin. This is just my own personal preference. So here we go. Oh, pardon me. Wait, stereo drums, come here. Disengage. There we go. So this is without anything. I'm going to engage it, and I'm going to start fiddling around so you can see, listen what happens when I start turning the knobs. There you go. Yeah, well, that's been a little slight touch given by the first version of the compressor. Here we have two different versions of the compressors with different times and slightly different static curves. But here's something beautiful in here. It's called Super Comp. I actually love it. But I'm going to let you guys try it out. This is a super duper compressor. It actually has a different set of static curves, which we derived from this first version of the compressor. And we tweaked them a little bit according to how much we like them. And, well, just to make it quick, this thing compresses a lot more. There you go. There you go. I actually prefer this, well, all of them, I have to say. Although Compressor 1 is the one I've been using so far. By the way, this SH mod, it just changes the attack times and release times because it works on the, mainly the attack envelope curve. It just tweaks it out a little bit. So you have faster attack times if I do this and go towards 0, and vice versa if I increase it over here. So speaking of, for the drum track, this is one I'm actually pretty satisfied with, and I'm going to keep it pretty much. And let's see how it sounds with the guitar and snare right here all together. Okay, so we have a bass, which is missing. And now, this is, again, my own personal choice. I'm choosing so many things today. We have the electric bass is going to need a limiter. I'm going to use a limiter on the electric bass. So let's first hear how it sounds without anything. And then I will, let me bypass this thing right here. Okay. And then we're going to hear how it sounds with the compressor on. So it's a pretty standard riff. And here we're going to fool around with this guy over here. So I'm going to go in on limiter 1 mode. Super limiter has the exact same behavior of the super comp versus the compressors. It has the same, let's say, pace, the same behavior, the same feel of the limiter, but it's been charged up a little bit more super. We decided to engineer it a little bit stronger. So I'm going to use, though, the basic limiter to see how it works. Here are the preamps I've been talking about before. By the way, there's not much you can do just to add a little bit of color, which I am definitely not going to do. And so we're going to do the same exact thing as we did before. I'm going to put it in play, and you're just going to hear the difference. So you can see how this managed to increase also the sound of those beautiful metal strings. And so let's hear how everything sounds together with the stereo drums, electric bass, snare, and guitar all together. So I'm just going to activate these tracks over here, and let's just see. Okay, beautiful. So I'm just going to start with the vocals now, which is the last part. I'm going to use an EQ on the vocals, and I'm most likely going to go around those between 4-5 kilohertz for the voice, and I'm going to enhance pretty much that frequency. So we're going to first hear the vocals without anything. So we're going to have the general sound of the mix without any vocals, and then I'm just going to start tweaking the EQ plugin on it, specifically on that frequency. So let me just close this guy over here. Everything's engaged, and let's have a look at the vocals right here. Here we go. So long now. Always thinking that we got it made.
active, locked into a malevolent gaze. Everything is out of my control. Everything is out of my control. Now every life is like an open flower. It's so quick to welcome in the day's long heat. It's only pretty for about an hour.
Which is beautiful, at least in my own little beautiful sick head. Okay, by the way, here you can see our beautiful presets. Everything is beautiful today, and each of them is thoroughly explained in our manual. You can use them. They're based on artificial intelligence. We have sampled the behavior of several artists, producers, and technicians who have been using our plugin, and we've sampled the way they understand, the way they approach a track, and we've embedded everything inside this beautiful application. You're just going to press one of those guys, and the bad boy is going to start changing knobs, shifting, doing weird stuff all over the place, so that you will achieve pretty much the same sound that they envisioned while they were using it. So this ends our very, very brief explanation of the Camel singular modules EQ, and now we're going to pass to the channel strip. We're going to have a look at how it looks like and how it works on a track that's been that's ready here for mastering. So I'm just going to put it here. I'm just going to fiddle around with this plugin. Well, just listen to it for yourself. Let me disengage the channel strip, which is here, by the way. We'll get into the controls just in a second, but they're pretty much the same to what you just watched before. So this is how this track sounds like, and it's pretty much rock, as it says here. Rock, everybody! And I'm gonna engage this guy, and I'm literally gonna fiddle around with it and until I get bored, which is pretty much impossible. It's working, although what I did just sounded awful, so I'm just going to turn this thing off. Wake up in the morning when I want get out of bed, can't go to school if I want. I'm crazy, hear mom screaming overhead. Get out of bed, someone's coming up the stairs. I'm crazy. I love this thing. Well, you can see that it actually has a very vintage-like behavior. It is quite unlinear, which is what I adore of this plugin. And it sounds incredibly vintage. Let's not forget that this thing here comes packed with the initial launch price, which I think is 79 bucks for something that, well, if you had to buy the whole hardware, it should cost around $50,000, something like that. So, well, my pretty much demo ends up here. So now you're going to see my face again pretty soon. You can see this is the face of someone who's been totally blown away by an amazing product again, not just because we made it, but pretty much because we made it. And this guy again comes out with a launch price of $79 euros. I think it's euros. We're in Europe, aren't we? And you can try, although the trial version, which is complete with all the features that you want to use. And you can have fun with it. If you like it, then you can buy it. So it's try before you buy, which is something very important for us devs. Deep in our heart, we need to try something before we can actually buy it and spend our precious, precious money for it. So any feedback, anything you want to say, you can write it down in our channel below. And feel free to contact us on pretty much any subject that you want to contact us with. Once again, I am Chris from Acustica Audio, and until next time, peace.